to 4:30, more than 2 hours longer than the teachers' union contract allows. Kids wear uniforms.
Okay, that's a pawn. That's good.
They also learn through activities like chess.
They're sitting down behind a chessboard. They're making their plan. They're making their moves. They're doing subtraction. They're doing addition. They're doing geometry, planning ahead, logical thinking.
And every day there's a reminder that the goal is college. Classrooms are named after teachers' alma maters. And every student knows his college graduation date.
I am the class of 2022.
I'm the class of 2023.
Now, the teachers' unions don't like this competition from charters. On the first day of school, they held a protest outside Harlem Success. They object to government funds and space in government schools being shared with charters. I took some of the complaints to the woman who runs the Harlem Success Academy, Eva Moskowitz.
You're pulling kids out of the public schools. You're going to wreck the public system.
The public school system is pretty well wrecked, first of all, but we are educating. Whoever can educate kids should be offering high-quality education. And if we're taking kids out of zone schools, like the zone schools in Harlem that are failing, then so be it.
Which side do parents favor? Check out this line. All these parents lined up hoping to get their kids admitted to Harlem Success.
This line goes on and on forever. Goes around the block. If the public schools are good, what are all these people doing?
What they're doing is desperately hoping that their child can get a spot in Harlem Success Academy. But there are thousands of people applying for spots.
So what do you do when you have thousands of people and just a few hundred slots? They hold a lottery.
Here are some of the winners.
Congratulations.
Why are you so happy?
I prayed for this.
But there are many more losers than winners. This woman just realized her grandson won't be picked. She's upset, but she tries to comfort her grandson.
I know your heart is broke. Mine broke too.
There are tears because these are important choices denied to them.
You wanted to go to that school? Why is it so important?
Because I got a 12-year-old graduating from the 6th grade, and she can't spell girl. She can't read. They don't care no more in these schools. These teachers don't care about the kids no more.
But the union says, don't be a fool, abort charters.
Don't be fooled, abort charter schools.
And in particular,
Eva Moskowitz, let's go. Eva Moskowitz, let's go.
Well, Eva didn't go. She joins us here, along with someone who vehemently disagrees with her, Scott Stringer, a New York politician who objects to charter schools going into space in his public schools. Do I state that correctly?
No, I'm not just a politician. I'm a Manhattan Borough president. And I'm glad to be here on the show because I do think that we have to have a different kind of dialogue and figure out a way for charter schools and public schools to fulfill their mission, which is to educate our children. And the
charter schools are doing that.
Well, we're not sure. I mean, some of the good charter schools, Democracy Prep and others, are doing a lot of work to try to educate children, as are some of our great public schools in our borough and our city.
But if the public school is bad,
but the public
you're
schools,
stuck.
But
if the charter school is bad, it goes out of business.
If the charter school is bad, then it does go out of business. And if the public school is bad, then we close it. In some cases, as the mayor has advocated.
Never.
Almost.
Do you deny that the parents are desperate to get into schools like hers?
I think it's very sad to see that depiction on your show. Lines of people, children at
I'm not making it up. That happened.
Because it's a show. Who has a lottery with little kids crying because they didn't get into the charter school when there is so much other opportunity for other good public schools as well? I'm not saying
parents
that
are foolish to line up for the lottery?
I think they are being misdirected. I think they can go to an application process that doesn't humiliate them when they don't get into the school.
I don't see how 5,000 parents showing up, deciding that they don't want to go to the zone school, means that they've been hoodwinked in some way. I don't.
Your
walk
school
into
ranks out of 3,000 public schools in New York, number 32.
That's
pretty impressive.
That's correct.
I don't want to go to that school.
It's amazing to see when you set the bar really high for children. And in this country as a whole, we constantly underestimate what children can do.
By the way,
let me
just say,
I'm
sure you will agree with that.
I want to just say one statistic because I think you should get credit for your, let me just say, I think you should get great credit for what you do, and I certainly respect you as an educator. I will tell you, though, I wonder about your statistics. If you started to let kids with special needs into your school.
We have 20% of our kids.
If you started to have English language learners, which for charter schools is 4 or 5%.
We have 15%.
There are 50,000 homeless students in this city.
We have homeless students.
100 go to charter schools.
You've accused her of using thug tactics, and she's accused you of being a union hack. And in fact, the union did.
We actually get along.
You.
We actually get along.
It's very civilized. That's a wonderful thing about
democracy,
modern America, that we can have these conversations. But are you a union hack? You were supported by the teachers union. You're just doing their bidding.
I am proud to be supported by the teachers of New York City. And I am supported by those teachers because I believe that they're doing a great job in our public schools. Just to be a cheerleader,
teachers union?
Well, if you're a teacher in a public school, you're part of the union. I want to make sure that every child has choice. Choice to go to a public school, choice to go to a charter school, and
we're all for that. I think we're out of time.
Nobody wants a bad school.
Eva Moskowitz, Scott Stringer,